Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. The tragedy of Indido. The tragedy of Indido. To my dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. The Nigerian Constitution guarantees, among others, that the state social order is founded on ideals of freedom, equity, and justice. In furtherance of the social order, every citizen shall have equality of right, obligations, and opportunities before the law. B. The sanctity of the human person shall be recognized, and human dignity shall be maintained and enhanced. Chapter 2, Article 17. Decrying marginalization and discrimination in national affairs have long been the rallying cry of the Igbo nation and their umbrella common interest organization, Wana Eze Ndi Igbo, a collective of Igbo intelligentsia, elders, and political and economic allies. Even as the Igbos clamor for more federal presence and infrastructural projects in the southeast, high on the laundry list has also been the quest for an Igbo presidency, so-called. Glaringly left unaddressed by these Igbo elite, their elected governors and legislators, are the discriminatory practices, flagrant injustice, primordial and primitive customs and traditions, and flagrant constitutional violations being perpetrated within the Igbo nation and their respective states and communities, villages and towns, stretching from the flood-ravaged fishing and agrarian villages on the eastern banks of the Niger River, through the erosion-plagued gullies of Agulu Naka by the dusty hilly terrains of Enugu and Abakaliki, including also vast, crippling, underdeveloped, and infrastructure-starved swaths of Anambra, Enugu, Ebonyi, Imo, and Abia states. It is no secret, however, that in many Igbo communities, hundreds of thousands or millions of fellow citizens are being denied the basic constitutionally guaranteed human dignity, respect for personhood, citizenship rights, and opportunities of full participation in communal leadership and other activities on account of long disputed and discredited periods and flawed historical antecedents and customs that have positioned our fellow citizens as other, strangers, and settlers, or worse yet, unclean, regardless of whether their ancestry is traceable and stretching back many generations in their respective towns and villages. Consequently, in modern day 21st century Igbo land, fueled and enabled by a motley crew of highly acclaimed, but evidently Lilliputian academicians, pseudo-intellectuals, legal and political elite, and ex-diplomat, highly placed serving and former state or federal bureaucrats and functionaries, professors, constitutional law experts, and senior advocates, and the higher echelons of the Christian hierarchy. All of Igbo extraction, seemingly united in a vast unspoken conspiracy, orchestrate and support ungodly and immoral customary purification rites that are regularly initiated, promoted, supported, and are supervised by taxpayer funded, government appointed traditional rulers. Our modern day incarnation of colonial era warrant chiefs, more than a few of whom also consider themselves exclusive and superior. These ceremonies reportedly include the unconscionably immoral, occultic, and satanic sacrifice of cows and goats, kola nuts, alcoholic drinks, and or other prescribed items to fellow humans by those who have been labeled as inferiors that have been so cajoled, constrained, intimidated, shamed, and oftentimes bullied into such diabolic ceremonies for the redemption of their humanity. Unconstrained and unbounded by easily enacted and unforceable guidelines, legislatively or through executive orders. More than a few, albeit too many, parochial traditional rulers have freely orchestrated and promoted these primitive practices that have remained stubbornly pervasive among the Igbos. Any and all opposition to same is deemed as threatening and inimical to communal order and customs. To my dear listeners, now I've come to the end of our today's news.